The Sarlacc Digest, the long-running live-stream podcast digesting Star Wars topics for over 1,000 years. Join them for all the latest news, rumors, and theory crafting with none of the drama or the bull. Live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Time on YouTube. And don't forget the Sarlacc Toy Chest, covering all the newest Star Wars toy releases and news from Hasbro, Hot Toys, Jakks Pacific, and more. Live every other Monday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Be there and keep it nerdy.
PlasticNews.com. All the latest from Hollywood. Toys. Gaming. Comics. And anything pop culture. PlasticNews.com. Don't forget the IQ. PlasticNews.com.
He was the first person to say, "We should put comic books in plastic cases and grade them." He told George Lucas to hold on to the merchandising rights, and 3 3/4 would be the perfect scale for the figures. When the owner of Playmates Toys asked him how to compete with the big guys, he gave him his extra copy of TMNT #1. He is the most important collector in the universe.
I don't always need a grail, but when I do, I go to holygrailtoys.com. Keep hunting, my friend.
You're watching a Syndicate program.
Well, good morning and good afternoon. This is Good Morning Toy Box. I am your lovely, gorgeous host, as always, Chet Maddox, along with Alexander Thunderstorm. Good morning, good afternoon, sir. How are you doing on this February 20th?
It's Friday, brother. It's Friday.
It is Friday. Friday is going to be a hot mess. We have a lot in store for you today and tonight. So stay tuned as we get into this. And as always, Steve, you gotta kick us off.
Ay, 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 ay. I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night to the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Gonna feel good. Gonna feel good.
Feel good. Such a good video. Mr. Storm, there's a lot we have to talk about. I know that there has been some Days of Our Lives soap opera stuff happening in the toy community. It is getting weird, but more importantly, my friend, what is it that we are going to be going over today?
Well, we're running through, like the song said and everything. We just want to feel good this morning.
Want to feel good. That's right.
It has been a couple of days of we're gonna see how we're gonna feel. Well, we're gonna kick it off and everything for you guys to be getting your Friday morning and Friday afternoon on the East Coast kind of going. We're gonna talk about the Transformers. They dropped some stuff this week. You saw it early in the week on Toy Box Chronicles and throughout, the Hasbro posts and everything. So just in case you missed it, we're gonna give you an update on that. GI Joe Classified has some stuff that was dropping, some stuff that got sold out, stuff that also pissed a bunch of people off as well.
Wouldn't be a release if it didn't.
Yeah, Marvel Legends escaped this week without doing that, but Mezco did. Got some things with Mezco to talk about. Also, Star Wars dropped some stuff off. People were not mad at Star Wars this week, and we got some Playmates. I got a 4-pack. It might put a smile on your face, but then again, I got a feeling it's going to piss somebody off too.
It's hot.
And then we got some long game discounts. And if you know what the long game is, you wait long enough, good things happen sometimes. We're talking about the Syndicate Discord and the network update because we got to run that through you all the time. Upcoming events that we're going to be at, and a preview of tonight's Pixels, Plastic, and Ink. Oh, we got some stuff for you this morning, but let's start off on one thing. Here's the thing. Before we even start getting into anything, I want to ask you one question. We were talking about this backstage, and we said we will probably shoot off the show with this. Does it kind of irk you a little bit when you hear about Toys R Us Canada and like how a legacy brand and how, it goes through hands and through, venture capitalist group and everything? And how can this place not get itself together, brother?
Yeah, I mean, I know we're gonna get into that, but at the end of the day, that stuff is this is now what, three different hands? Somewhere, like 3, 4.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. We're gonna get into it. This is your week in reviewing toys. This is Good Morning Toy Box, and we'll see you in a second. Yeah, man. I don't know.
Well, before we hit that, let's hit the feedback and the mailbag right quick and hit everybody up and everything. There you go. Like I said, TD3 Trooper.
What's going on?
Good morning. Good morning.
What's up? Good morning, good afternoon to you, sir.
Love to start the morning off with some Star Wars and brew. That's gonna definitely work stuff out. Always first, never last.
Never
lie.
That's right. Good morning and good afternoon to you, sir.
Like I said, guy that makes the greatest Korean barbecue on the face of the planet. He knows who he is.
He does.
Mr. Rhino Hobbies.
Yes, sir.
The Max Rebo experience, because it is an experience whenever he's around. Darth Moocher, man, that actually I'm gonna start calling him Lord Moocher from this point on. Not Darth Moocher, because he's leveled himself up to it.
He leveled up, huh?
He's getting right there.
Okay.
And anybody else pops in, we will keep a track of the chat and let you guys know. But let's roll it in. We were talking about this on Wednesday about nostalgia.
Yeah.
And we were talking about there's toy companies use nostalgia, and if you haven't watched that show, make sure you're watching it. 7 p.m.
Yeah, it's important.
on Wednesdays, Pacific time, and then 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But here's something that nostalgia is, because you're going to have nostalgia if you actually were looking for this. If you hit up the AllSpark, there you go. Now, you and I were saying, I don't know about at the 124 price tag, who's going to buy this? Well, apparently, nostalgia did work itself out. Got to give those guys over at Hasbro credit, because this thing sold out. It was on fire. If you go over to Hasbro Pulse right now, it's going to be hard to get the matrix of leadership, because it is not up. It is sold out, and it sold out quite quickly too. It was very interesting.
Well, remember too that this was one of those ones again that had the wrong price, right? So I think on Hasbro. On Hasbro Pulse, I think it launched at like 155 or something like that.
I think so, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Amazon was 124.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one where I wanted to wait the pricing game. I think this is cool. It's funny. They sold me when you pulled it apart. But it doesn't necessarily mean I'm fully committed. I pre-ordered it on Amazon just because it's at the 124 mark.
Yeah.
But I do ultimately think I'll probably let it go, because a lot of this cosplay stuff, I think, ultimately is going to end up inside of Ross. We've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it. Look, we've seen it time and time again. That it's kind of like If it doesn't, I'll be surprised, right? So yeah, on Hasbro Pulse, this is $139.99. But over on Amazon, it was $124. So look, it's cool. I think it's funny. I know a lot of 70, 80 toys, toy love going on. Yeah. And I know I've been watching Moocher was talking about how you've got the touch. I love that it plays that when you open it up. That's one of the biggest reasons why I want to get it. Moocher was talking about how there's already 3D files you can get for this, and like more power to you. Even if I bought this, I would probably want to do that as a 3D project. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. What did you think about it, especially because I don't know if we knew that it was going to be playing the music when you opened.
I didn't know that was a point. That was, I would say that was a impulsive play on their part, because that just works, And you got a point about that. Now, also, I did hear though, as minute this song comes on and everything, is an actual laser blast goes through your chest.
Yeah, laser blast goes through your chest, and then you get hit with a notice to have to pay royalties in your house.
Yeah. So make sure you're careful with that thing. But no, there are some people like I was telling you this. I was big into the bunch of the Marvel cosplay stuff. A couple of the helmets. I've got the Thor's hammer, a couple of things. But guess what? Most of that stuff was purchased through Ross. So will this get to Ross? I don't know, because the thing about the Black Panther helmet and the Thor's hammer and the Tesseract and everything, that did not sell out. So and also the amazing factor too is that you and I have talked about this, and of course Rad is he was the one that was really on the forefront of a lot of Transformer collecting.
Oh yeah.
Their Transformer collectors are a little different, and it comes in this point, like they will spend money.
Yeah.
If you look at, beyond this, we've got some other Transformer stuff that popped in this week. The price range went from anywhere from like 27 to like almost like $60. The swing on some of the releases. Now, with when you look at other lines, it's very rare. It's normally consistent across the line. But here's one where it shows the effect of a high-end $124 part, and then also $155 or $139 or wherever you're getting the pricing at. This stuff is selling out across the board. So the difference of it is that we looked at Leo Kaiser. Last year I didn't understand the whole appeal of Leo Kaiser. And then yet that HasLab did extremely well. That stuff, you look at the combiners. The combiners itself can run you over $150 if you're trying to put some of these new ones together. So, I think there's a level that in fandom that, from the Takari stuff to the, they're spending money, and this is one of those things where the Hasbro Transformer team, gotta give them credit. They have nailed every item they've done. It's not like we're looking at HasLab. Oh, this is not going to go through. This is one of those things. So I'm kind of like at the point of just saying I'm not going to doubt them anymore. But if they would have, I think if they would have accurately put up the sound music that it played, that I think that probably even would have. I think Amazon would be sold out by now.
Yeah, I think it would.
Seems Transformers and Lego collectors spend money. Yes, they do spend money. That's the one thing about it.
I think because you have to be passionate about all that. So
and one of the things too is that like Lego collectors, the one aspect that about fandom that we talked about is other lines. There's toxicity kind of thing that is not in the Transformers line. You don't hear people like, oh my god, it's like $70 for Onslaught or whatever this character is.
No,
they're good with paying that, So give them credit on it. Like I said again, the Hasbro team's doing wonders here. We'll jump into some of the other releases that they did, and again, this is through their Transformer Apology Tour. So I think the next year is going to be that theme for it, and they're apologizing for basically giving us redos again. But guess what? These redos people want. Like, look at the difference between you look at Snarl right here. He's $59.99.
Yeah.
Dinobot, right? Okay. But then, you look at Sunstreaker and Wheeljack at $27.99. That's a heck of a swing in the line. Deluxe figure. Does he come with like multiple heads and hands and everything? This would be the criteria if it was for like Classified or any other line or Marvel Legends. You couldn't charge $59 just for the character, maybe one sword, right? Got to come up a little bit, maybe some blast effects or something else.
Yeah, Transformer collectors do not care, me included.
Yeah, they're like, nope, this is great. The characters still, all these characters still available on Hasbro Pulse if you're looking at it, and also your other fan channels. So that's a good thing about this. I will say Sunstreaker and the Wheeljack last year were, if you got the 5-pack,
right? Yeah.
If you got the 5-pack, those characters in it, and the only difference that they basically all have, like the windows are kind of different. They're not as like, this one's more like shaded, and the other one's a little bit different on the coloring. So just the windshields are a little bit different.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I will hit up some comments right here. It says Dark Mucha says this makes a lot of sense. I like it. 124. I don't know. Yeah. And Sunstreaker Snarl looks good. Commander Bly, absolutely.
And I don't think they updated a lot. I don't think they updated them much from that pack either, right? It's just kind of, they just separated them and then put them in new packaging.
I do know. I think he came with a couple of different additional weapons.
Okay.
But it's a little bit. It's really not that much of a difference if you have one pack or you buy these. It says I have to apologize to my wallet during Hasbro's apology tour. Yes, right, Hobby. Yes, you definitely will. All right. So again, all still available. Different price. Dinobots. This is probably a good point of purchasing probably Snarl, because Dinobots usually go well for the in the aftermarket. They tend to go from a different part of fandom. So that one you might not want to sleep on.
Well, this is the third one they've released, so they still have more. So
yeah, and then of course also remember too, I'm sure they're gonna have a shattered glass versions that'll be way more money that'll be popping up. So, and then this is also too, I remember Scully was saying on the Discord, he wanted to know if these were he thought initially these might be the combiners or so, and this is not like the one that combines it to the Dino King. So again, there are different iterations of these characters that you can keep buying. And then right now here's the two things that if you didn't pay attention, these are telling you what the favorite characters are. This was I think the third release of Astral Train, $59.99. That is not, you cannot find that on Hasbro Pulse. That sold out, and that sold out fairly quickly. And then another favorite at $42.99 was Shockwave.
Yeah, well, Shockwave, I mean, the fact that they made Shockwave connect to Combaticon is like, that is one of those things where it's like, that's if you're a collector of that, like it's just a must to get that. Yeah. It was crazy. This is great. Wave, no apology needed. Hasbro Prime had to go.
Mm-hmm. And also to make it the trifecta, Skywarp actually at $42.99. So again, the higher end versions of these characters are all sold out.
And again, if we talk about it, there's not a lot in these boxes. Let's put it that way.
But Astral Train, the one thing about it is the triple transformer. So that one's what I was going to do. My son missed out on Skywarp.
Hit up the Discord. I think some people grabbed extras. I'm not sure, but find out in the Discord.
Yeah, these are again legacy characters too. But Astral Train is like he's always been a favorite. Interesting character. Again a little bit more work, and then Connect. You can actually still purchase that character for $27.99. So again, Transformers still going good and strong. Lines going extremely well, and it's interesting again about their apology tour. Max Rebo did say Discord to the rescue. There you go. There you go. That's what it's for. That's what it's for. Actually, too, if I didn't let you know, you've seen at the bottom of our screen all your if you're looking for what the weather's like in your area, if you're in any of the major cities, is right down below. And also the news is brought in from our sponsor, plasticnews.com, your trusted news source, plasticnews.com. If you want to get toy, want to get pop culture or any kind of news, head over to plasticnews.com, and we thank them for being a sponsor this morning. Yeah, so from that, here's the thing of the week when we start off, because everybody was talking about the apology tour. People weren't mad. Transformer fans weren't mad. They didn't go and they said, all right, hey, the Matrix is gone. And it's like I'm a little upset, but I'll find it someplace. They were very reasonable with it. To the point. The unreasonable scenario that started all people pissed off and everything was when we first heard this announcement, and it was like when they used the magic word, and we'll have Steve work on like a graphic next week. So the magic word, when you hear Target.
Wait, what was it was word of the day for Pee Wee Herman, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, okay, we're bringing that back. That's going to be a good word of the day. Yeah.
When they said Target and you hear the word Target and then you hear the word exclusive next to it, kids, that means bad things are going to happen. And Ninja Force Zartan. Now, here's the funny thing. In the late 90s, when they started going into, or early 90s, when the line started dying from Transformers or from GI Joe, you could have said, Star Brigade, you could have said, Ninja Force, you could have said Eco Warriors,
Sure.
Those were all lines that you could find on the shelves constantly in your KB and your Toys R Us. You didn't have to worry about finding those characters. In fact, a lot of them you can still get mint on card today, extremely easy to find. Yeah. Ninja Force Zartan, I knew the minute he said Target Studios, said there's gonna be trouble with this. This thing sold out in seconds on when it was released on Target.com.
And on Pulse, it was crazy.
Pulse only has a small. That Pulse thing is misconceptual because what they end up doing is it's so little of the stock. Anytime, first of all, it was put up at the same exact time as on Target. Now, you and I both know that sometimes, you get that notices from your Hasbro Pulse thing that says it's up on Hasbro Pulse 3.5 hours.
Or you don't get it at all. Yeah.
You never get it. So in this case, you don't go looking for this exclusive item on Hasbro Pulse. But over at Target, you think that since Cobra Island, like y'all can't get your stuff together. Target, you can't get your stuff together. Seriously, you don't know the quantities that you need to have. You don't know the demand. It happens through almost everything over there. I don't get how you just don't get this together, Target. And I'm not even talking about next month. We've got the Walmart, collector's con, and I use the term con in the best of ways.
Yeah,
that's coming up. And there's a GI Joe character is going to be in that wave too, and that's going to suck right here. And I got to say, what's up this morning to Judge Dredd? Good morning, sir.
Good. What's up, man? Good morning. Good afternoon, actually, for you.
I love, like I said, I got to swap out those pants. Jokerized Zartan.
I think I agree. I think a lot of people want Zartan. They don't want those color pants. Yeah. But I mean, the rest of it, and I like it for what it is. I thought Ninja Force had some cool figures. I know you're not a big sub brand line.
Yeah.
But this to me, this is a fun figure, man. And I love Dreadnoughts. So this was a must for me.
Well, here's the thing. There's a bunch of stuff that's been happening with copyrights and everything else like that. And I was talking to Timmy Mint from the law offices of Mint and Mint, one of our sponsors, everything. Timmy's been working on some stuff lately and everything. He's going to be back with some more commercials soon. But as I was talking about legal advice, when we were talking about we'll talk later on tonight about the Four Horsemen, because he has a couple of theories on this. He was wondering why the actual producers of Weird Science wasn't suing Hasbro Pulse for a copyright infringement on obviously their punk characters that breaks into the house. And he said this is a direct thing. So I was like, I said, hey, Timmy, I understand you like to sue people and everything else like that. Let's just get off that. But technically, this would be kind of considered a copyright infringement if you kind of look at it. Watch that movie again. Just see if that's not the same character.
That's true. That is true. Yeah.
But the one thing I will appreciate is that good morning. Looks like it's PB11B. All right, this is a good afternoon, fellas. I'm new to collecting, but wanted to ask, why do they call it pre-order if it sells out? you know what? There's if you go into our social media over there, the Shadow Knows Network on Instagram, we have an opening that says pre in order, and it gives you a very good reason why that happens. The incompetence of toy companies and the retailers that sell them. So there's it should be sold out. Is pre-order after it's sold out? It should just say that. Here's the guy. Oh, here's one of our syndicate brothers right here. Can't stay in chat, but had to drop in and drop a like. Have a great show, good gents. Hey, thank you, Tommy. You be safe at work, sir. We appreciate you popping in.
Yes, sir. Be safe.
But it doesn't make sense to us either. They should put up an actual thing that says, hey, it's sold out, because it is misconception when they say it's pre-order and you can't find it. So they should probably have like stage 1, stage 2. It's in the pre-order stage now, is now in stage sellout. It's gone. It's
right.
sold. So maybe that would work. So I hope we answered that for you. And it seems like that was a good response for that. But the one thing I will give is that they could do this, and I've got a feeling down the line, don't quote me on it, but they could actually charge for these exclusives, maybe bump them up to $30 or something. They haven't done that yet. So at the $27.99, at least that's the point. Will we see these on the shelves? I don't know. This is the problem with Target. You think you might. It's a throw it up in the air and you're wondering if it will get to the shelves on this one.
I don't know. I mean, go back and look at how many Target exclusive we've actually seen on the shelf.
Well, some of the Cobra Island stuff did pop in.
Yeah.
But it's a good look. You might go to Target right now, and the way everything works out at Target, how they do the exclusive, there might be some sitting on the shelf exactly right now in some actual store in the United States. And it's kind of like the crystal ball at Walmart, kind of thing. There were people that it was on the shelves that says sold out online and everything. You couldn't find it. And then months later, they flooded the market where now you can walk into a Target and find crystal ball a year after this scenario. So I don't know with this one. I didn't think Ninja Force was going to be as big. Again, you and I talked, you just said this. I don't do the sublines. I'm not into the Tiger Force or the Night Force unless it's a specific character. It's a great character. I think he looks completely different, and if you want him, go out and get him. I'm hoping that he'll be reshelved, because it kind of sucks when something like this happens. Target shelves are reused 90s Kmart shelves. That's sort of Star Wars, bro. He's got that down. A lot of people don't know that brand too. Kmart was for the win back in the day. It's called FOMO, bro. Yeah, that's what it is. And we saw the effects of that. So sold out on Hasbro, Pulse, and Target. Check our Discord. Again, a couple of guys over there are working their magic. If it pops back up for any moment, you can get the best kind of notifications there. And I'll make sure the guys put a at everyone for all members. So just in case you're there, you can see it. Here it is right here from the Max Rebo experience. I think pre-orders are still after the production run, made to order before production. Yeah,
that's true. That's what it is.
So, again, but it did, every Facebook group that I'm in with GI Joe, everyone was mad. Everyone was like, how again? And I'm like, this is, every time you say Target or you say Walmart exclusive, I see those comments, and it's in the hundreds. I will tell you, it's in the hundreds.
Yeah.
So,
the way pre-orders work is typically a figure will go up for pre-order once it's on the ship headed to the States.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, every time there's a pre-order, it's like 3 months after it shows up, right? 2-3 months. Some get there sooner. It takes about 2-3 months if it's being shipped by boat to get to the US. So, that's where the pre-orders come in. So a lot of this is to sell off all the stock before it even gets here, and then you don't have to worry about your money being missed. So
absolutely. You know what we're also not going to miss, if you actually first time here, make sure you actually subscribe to the channel. Love to see all those new members, and absolutely make sure that you're 100% giving a comment. And actually, let's get those likes up. We got people in, so let's get these likes up at the moment. And a 100% thank you to our Shadow Knows channel members. The Shadowe Elite, which is always growing, love to see that. The Syndicate, their point, and the prospects out there just working the streets and doing all the things that we need. You guys are making your way up and everything.
Yeah.
We thank you guys for being channel members.
Like
Also,
fest.
I see right here it says, okay, so made to order is before. So why can't we get a green hiss instead of the white one? Lavina, you know what?
That would be awesome, actually. Yeah. I think they did.
Don't be surprised that doesn't happen.
Well, and I think that the Arctic hiss was in response to the Snowcat.
I think that, but also let's be honest, it's just the way that they knew they were going to grab some more cash, and look, it's around, and look, they've always said with the HasLabs, at least for 3 years, if they put out a HasLab, they're not going to actually redo it. So they had that window. And again, you're right. Snowcat came out. They had an underwhelming kind of performance because they didn't have vehicles to go with it and everything else. It was a good response. And guess what? The made to order did well. People wanted that. Green one, would not be surprised if they did a green one. Don't be surprised too if you see it in Tiger Force colors or something. They don't make molds for one time. So
yeah.
But we'll jump back in. A couple of characters that did go up for points. This is also one of these characters right here that was, again, most talked about was the new character, Sundown. And this one doesn't seem to be agreeing with too many GI Joe fans. I thought they would embrace a little bit more having the newer characters, since everybody says, hey, we just don't want to have like redos of the initial, characters we had before. That didn't seem to be the case. They're not embracing that as well. So I think it's an interesting one. Also got to hit this up. Welcome to Star Wars and Brew, new member. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. Like I said, let's give a warm applause for Star Wars and Brew. Join in the family. Thank you, sir. But I kind of like him. And again, I've heard this reference. A lot of people said to Clint Eastwood, GI Joe. I heard the Sundown. I like cowboys. He does look like a little bit. Again, Timmy Mint was telling me that this is another one where he's just, he doesn't understand why Warner Brothers is making some lawsuits about this one.
Yeah.
Say it again. Fistful of Joe. Max Rebo. Yeah. But he's cool. I like it. I dig like he's doing. I love the Aztec kind of thing on the back of his poncho. That's kind of cool. So try something new. It doesn't work out. It doesn't work out. Airtight. If you watched any of the Real American Hero back in the day, this character. They've kind of not too many updates to him. He's kind of looks a little classic, but I like that.
Airtight's cool. What I like about Sundown is it's just a new character, right? Yeah. So not into cowboys myself. Yeah. So I think it's going to be. I think Sundown is truly a 50-50. But I don't know. I like it. I think it's cool. It's an original idea. I know that I think that there was a lot of whether this would be Wild Weasel or whatever, and
Wild Bill.
Yeah, Wild Bill. Sorry, not Wild Weasel. I looked at my jet. No, yeah, I think a lot of people thought that this was gonna be Wild Bill, and
yeah,
and we got a new character. What I like about it is that they could have just done a rehash of another character with a cowboy. Could have been Wild Bill, but this is them kind of just going out and starting new characters, which honestly people will complain and bitch about, but it's something that everyone wants, right? Is like, hey, come out with new characters. So,
I think it's only appropriate that you do, you look, you don't want to burn out all the original characters. You want the line to be around for a while, but you do want them to have casual upgrades. And I don't mean like kid bashing of characters and you just, add different tones, because that's what the Night Force and the Tiger Force and a couple of these characters are. It's different than, I will say, a la the Cobra Island. Those were more original designed characters. That Roadblock doesn't look like any Roadblock that is in the actual line. So I think you subtly did that, but I think you've got to support it. If they win, that's great. If they don't, that's fine also too. But at least you tried something. It's not the same stagnant characters. I love seeing some of these original characters come. I love some of the updates. But every now and then I want, hey, add to the lore a little bit more, and the good thing about Sundown, this is not like kind of like tramping on Larry Hama,
Right.
because Larry Hama doesn't get a lot of updates. So at least they created a character that's not on the backs of somebody's not sitting around feeling ill about, hey, I've gotten, I did this character, I don't get anything for it. You don't have to hear that at this moment. So I think that works. Also, let me hit back some of this and the point when he was talking about airtight, I like that it comes with vacuum. Yeah, that's one of those scientific kind of things they did. It wasn't like towards because if you look at the original one, he comes with difference. Yeah, he sucks. Dad joke. Yeah, should have known that. I like the mostly classic retro looks personally, Commander Bly. It says could be Wild Bill later. Judge Dredd knows how it works. You never know. And Star Wars and Brews, he's most interesting man, cool. Stay thirsty. Yep. And of course, we'll get one more joke in and everything to that because we gotta get it gone from the suck to the blow.
That's a Spaceballs reference for anybody that doesn't know that.
Right there and everything. And Judge Dredd says, I like the more fantasy Joes myself, but I'm not a GI Joe collector. Great. Okay. Well, hey, every now and then it's good if something kind of catches your eye. So again, airtight. None of these characters sold out. They're still available at Hasbro Pulse, still available over at Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, and also Amazon. So you've got, if you've got your Amazon Prime, free shipping there too. So it kind of works itself out. From there and everything else that you got the Hydro character, you got Overkill, and then you've got and I knew this character because as much as Joe fans, I'm not a big Cobra Law fan, and everybody in the entire Facebook groups I'm in I hate these Cobra Law characters. Why do they sell out then? Why do they sell out? If you hate the characters so much and everybody's upset about it, why did they sell out? Well, this one again, the Cobra Law Royal Guard is sold out currently on HasbroPulse.com. You can check through some of the fan channels. I didn't check any of them this morning, but he still might be available there. But like I said, Nemesis Immortal, he sold out. You've got to think of the San Diego Comic or the New York Comic Con exclusive Panther. She's sold out. So there's, again, I hear everybody like, oh, I don't like Cobra Law. Why is the character selling out? Because you have to buy it if it's selling out. So that's it. Just kind of gets me every time I hear that. But I like this design too. I think it was one of the more interesting and updated designs. I thought it was extremely cool. The Hydro really Viper itself, though, to me, was you could have just came out and just did like another eel and just they really added on to the character. I like the colors. It's reminiscent of the deeper down the line, especially when they got into the Deke era of GI Joe. I think it's cool. I like that it comes with the manta ray. It's a very good character. Overkill is a little bit different for me because this was also through the Deke era, and it comes with the one thing you can't see right here, but it has a part where the chest opens up and there's an actual weapon because he's part cyborg. And the one thing he didn't come in the original version is he comes with an alternate head that shows it more him like more RoboCop-ish, where he kind of has like his face is opened and you can kind of see that he was that human at a point. Still, again, interesting part of that they're grabbing down these characters. I think it's always cool when they do subtle updates to it. And I'll hit this one. We hit some more comments right here. Judge Dredd said, I was tempted by the Hydro Viper, but passed. I think you'll still be able to find that character on the shelf later down the line. So, I don't think it needs to jump on that right now, Judge Dredd.
The only place I can find the Royal Guard and the Hydro Viper, well, really anything they release, it's still up on Big Bad, but the Royal Guard sold out on Amazon and Hasbro Pulse.
Okay. Yep. And then nope, the Corporate Law RG is absolutely awesome. I just missed out on another one. Well, don't worry about it. I think that they will make those still available.
Well, this Star Wars and Brews coming in the chat is for you. Then
All right.
go ahead and open up that link in that chat, and that'll get you to where you can pre-order everything you said you missed out on.
There you go. There you go. See right there, working for you, Mr. Maddox, working his magic right here. Then you got Max Rebo. Were people army building them? I would assume so.
The Royal Guard, yes.
Yeah, I would assume so. And then of course, obviously, Commander Black. I have no problem with Cobra. La 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 la. Yeah, I'd get it.
Yeah, like I only picked up one Royal Guard, but I'm gonna have to actually get a second one on Big Bad because I just need to.
Here's the thing too. I will say is like Rhino Hoppy said I had to pick up 2 of these Royal Guards. If you haven't, and maybe you don't know this because he's a very shy guy, you know, he pops in every now and then. Go over to Rhino Hobby's his Instagram, because he does some pretty good reviews over there as well, and does some pretty good photography. So go check that out, because I'm always curious to see how he actually later down the line goes through these. So check it out. He's done that, and I can't wait to see what he does with those Royal Guards when he does his review. Also, as a Hydro Viper was one of the last O-ring Joes I had as a kid. I got to get this one too. Yep. Look, and I think they've done an update to him. You know, it's like his colors are in a nice kind of like, you know, reminiscent of the end of the line kind of thing. They were going more in a lot of the brighter colors and everything, but I dig it, man. It's not going to be the same thing as, like I said, an eel or like retro eel that we've seen all over the place.
Right.
Judge Dredd, why is the guard so much?
He comes with a lot.
Also, bigger character too. So
he's
they've added.
Also, he's royalty. So
exactly.
Michelle said, my daughter asked why Cyborg can't hold Hot Pockets in his chest cavity for his fellow superheroes. I mean, that's good. That's a good point.
Hey, you know, you got to have that out there. You know, fighting. You know, just because you're on the side of evil doesn't mean that you can't enjoy a Hot Pocket and everything. You know, we should get them as a sponsor too.
Yeah. Sponsored by who you gonna pick, guys? Hot Pocket. I do like that the Royal Guard comes with a cloth goods cape, though.
You know, they added a couple of things to it for it to be deluxe. Sense. Again, all the so far. That must be, you know, it's one of those things where we kind of laugh about as well. Again, everybody bitches about it, but I think that's the version of GI Joe a lot of people remember is GI Joe the movie. So, you know.
Well, he also like just for a heads up, he comes with wings, 2 shoulder pads that have like extra, right, and then 2 like more arm, and then he comes with a looks like kind of like a sword and then a spear and 3 heads. No, 4 heads. The one that's on him, he has 2 helmeted and 1 other without a helmet.
There you go.
That's pretty good for a Joe. That's pretty good. I think the last figure I saw that was what's his name? I'm spacing.
You talking about
Ninja guy.
Bandu?
Bandu, yeah. Because if you bought 3 of those guys, you could have 3 different characters. You could have 3 different ones on your shelf. So I think you have to look at it, right? But again, this goes back to what we just were talking about, where like Joe people don't care. It's like, just give me the Transformer and it's fine. And then you get into like classify. It's like, I don't know, it's a lot of money. It's like, but that comes with way more than like the Transformer you just bought.
Absolutely. And here's an observation which said that if you watch Wonder Man and everything, and you know that you do, the Madrid. It said, Maddox looks like the Madrid. We need him to get the Madrid hot toy.
Yeah, I love that. I actually love the Mandarin. So
just like Trevor, brother, right there. And you never seen them coming.
You'll never see me coming. That's such a good show.
Great. If you haven't checked it out, check that out over Disney Plus. That was a very good show, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
You never see it. It's true. I wouldn't.
He does. He works himself out and everything. Don't worry. We'll have him do one of those videos for the channel members.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, again, sold out, but pretty good week for Classified under the Zartan kind of thing. We'll jump right into it. One that you actually can buy, which is not the Iron Spider. I forgot about this character being an Avenger at one point, and then I remember, oh yeah, I do remember. Look, this is kind of like a remake of the I guess was
Iron Spider.
The Iron Spider kind of, but they just added different coloring and everything. We've seen it before. It's a cool looking character. Did not sell out. It's still available. $34.99. Okay, you might be. I understand.
That's I think that's more. I think honestly, I think that's more than what
the original one was. The original one you could get them at the time last year. I think it was like 20. Well, it might have been $24.99 when he came out, but that was before the price increase. But
even, this doesn't even line up with character. But this doesn't even line up with the price increase.
Yeah, no,
it's just like a little bit too expensive.
Yeah, and the character is fairly not known as much. I don't know if that was too smart to drop that price. That thing, I got a feeling we will be seeing that at a RossCon.
That's he's gonna be definitely at like Ollie's and stuff. So
yeah,
maybe RossCon more than Ollie's, I'd say, but he's gonna be for sure there.
And there goes, her prices might be dropping. Here's the thing, PB, I will tell you this. I think Mattel is going to force the price to drop.
I was just going to say that,
yeah. Mattel's doing something that's a little bit different, where their pricing for the new He-Man figures are at a reasonable price, and I think that will drive the market, because if that line does well, and things like obviously the Iron Spider that's sitting right here at $34.99 aren't moving, it's going to force that. And let's see, I'll hit up right here. Man of the hour, the Odd Frog Entertainment, always there.
I'm sure
they're working on some tooling, or they're doing some points of like updating some cars, because I know that they're preparing for Toy Atlanta in March. So I know they're ever busy working. So we appreciate our Odd Frog brothers for popping in, because we know they're in the middle of a bunch of things, man. So thank you guys for popping in. Here's the thing: it says tariffs are ended, but I doubt the prices will go down. I doubt that the tariffs are going to end, brother. Just because they say something on the news doesn't always mean that's necessary, man.
Yeah, look, I think what is a big driving factor now. I say this all the time. I love the business side of the toy industry.
Yeah.
If you saw any version of what was at Toy Fair with the Mattel figures, and what they did with the movie figures for Motu, look, those figures are $24.99, and their articulation is almost better than what we're getting from Hasbro. And so if Mattel is coming in saying like, hey, we'll give you the same, if not better quality for lesser prices, I mean, Hasbro is going to have no choice but to drop their prices. It's just the way that it is. Where I can see that maybe it might be kind of hard is when they're dealing with like, licenses. Like if it was like Hasbro's own IP, like GI Joe, they could drop it, right?
Yeah.
The Marvel Legends, that you got like 3, 4, 5 different levels of licensing you're paying. Maybe not, but also at the same time, if you want to be competitive, like you're going to have to. So I don't necessarily think it's like a tariff thing that would drive it down. I think it's going to be when people get in their hands, the quality of the Mattel figures coming out for the Motu. And you and I talked about this, like we're going to be getting some of the Motu figures because it's like, it's a different level than we've seen Mattel do. I think that's going to be the ultimate driving factor for the lowering prices on these figures.
And here's the thing. I think that, everyone understands that, whatever the ruling or whatever that came out this morning about the tariff thing, that has no bearing on what we think is going to happen. Because obviously we've seen things where just, for no rhyme or reason, prices go up, prices go down. There's, if you look at in the United, there's the beef shortage, and that does not rhyme if they say, oh, well, the price will instantaneously tomorrow, everything's just going to go back to the way it was. The price is going to go. Yeah. That's not going to happen. Corporations are driving this scenario. Let's take the government issue out of it. Let's put the corporation in. There's a level of, you have a fiduciary clause in when you're actually a public traded company. Every quarter you need to make money or lawsuits start happening. You can actually shift power in a company. by that. This is why public companies constantly are raising the price. This is why when you go to Disneyland or Disney World, that price is astronomical compared to what it used to be before they were when they were private corporations. So you're always going to see the price of something go up due to corporate greed and shareholders.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily what consumers want. So the best way to do that, the best way to show them the power structure, do not buy the product, you know, and the prices will drop. But Mattel has kind of done things where this is why you need competition, because now you've got Mattel saying, no, our prices is going to be at this point for what we decide to be a premium figure. And now the market has to adjust. Do they keep their prices and have, consumers head over to Mattel and buy more of their products, or do they match that? That's why competition works out well for this.
Yeah, I agree.
Mattel's going to kick butt. TD, look, that Battle Cat and He-Man, if that price is under what a deluxe figure and combination at Mattel, at Marvel or Hasbro, yeah, it's definitely going to. Wonder takes the place in an alternate timeline, but not Earth 616. Want to know how you can tell? Same thing with the Marvel comics. I don't know. They need to give us like a little booklet at the time. I know it's a good series. We'll see if it's going to cross over again or anything. And here's an issue where Commander Bly says this. I heard all the CEOs have agreed that they are a bit overpaid and have collectively decided to take a pay cut that will lower retail prices for the common folks and everything.
That's nice of them.
That is from alternate Earth 616, because that is definitely not.
You know how you can tell Commander Bly lives in World 619? Booyaka, booyaka. Yeah,
Exactly. Corporate is using tariffs to gouge the customer. Exactly, exactly, sir. You know that right there. Sure, companies will use an excuse to raise prices. They don't even need excuse. They'll just raise it.
You just do it because you got to buy it.
Yeah, they'll come up with some
all lip service. Doesn't matter.
This is Trevor tells him that he said the poem that his mother as she passes in Earth 616. Trevor wasn't his mother's deathbed since he was in the U.S. shooting his failed TV plot. You know what? Like I said again, there's we'll dive into Wonder Man. We'll talk a little bit more of that, Michelle, tonight. Also, Pixel Blast Inc. Because again, a lot of people are bringing that up. Hey, Smug 17. Good morning, sir.
What's going on?
But so we'll see. But that was our little spiel on corporations and everything else. That of course we are self-servant to corporations, since most of us, most of the stuff we buy is from them. So all of a sudden I can see right now, our StreamYard corporate lord shutting our power off right now. It's like, we'll teach you guys to talk about corporate. All right, so then again, here it goes. Mezco's Doctor Doom. Again, it's an issue. Like, here's the bet that we need to do for next week. Will we get through a pre-order week with no drama? Will we get through a week with just everything works itself out, everything goes fine? There's definitely nothing wrong with the toy world and everything. We'll see. No, it's just I'm sorry, it's not being the toy talk.
No, we're good.
Hey, talk what you want to talk. We got time. Again, it's all good. Doctor Doom. This is the third version of Doctor Doom from Mezco.
Second release.
Second release. Okay. All right. So their second major release.
Same exact figure, just second release.
Yeah, but this one doesn't have the chainmail though, right?
Everything's the same.
Is it still the same? All right. So he comes with the chainmail that goes on the chest and everything. Because I didn't see it in any of the shots.
I don't. I mean, that's a Skelly thing. I didn't think it came with that in the first place.
No, I thought the original release did, but I don't think this one did. So I think it's a slight change in that, where it's the look wise a little bit. But the aspect that comes up was there was a change in pricing for some strange reason on this one, Mr. Maddox. I don't know why the changes happened, because they don't really kind of tell us anything. But look, you're going to see Doctor Doom for this next year. I want you to this whole entire year. I want you to get Doctor Doom because he's going to be everywhere. Like I said, you'll see him in like, they'll reissue. There'll be some kind of Avengers Happy Meal someplace or something. You will see Doctor Doom is going to be all over the place. So he's definitely going to come back.
This is I don't know that this new one comes with everything that the other one had, but I know the other one didn't have chainmail. He just had it's the same.
Okay.
The same stuff. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
but the other one had the power siphon harness, which I don't know if this one comes with. I don't know.
Just says, speaking of prices, that Doom is $30 more than it was. Yeah, that's the issue that we're gonna say. Absolutely. We're gonna jump to this next slide right here. And at 3 places, if you were in our Discord, and you guys should be, there was a major problem with this character dropped out. First of all, the prices said it was $155. And that was at one point, everybody's like, oh, right, yeah, $155, no problem. And then at 11 a.m. on the Pacific time, we right here on the West Coast, the price jumped up. As people were trying, it was getting this order, and I started seeing furious points of like, a bunch of comments and everything in our Discord, like, hey man, what's going on? This is not $155. Same everything.
Yeah,
yep.
I just confirmed everything about this is the exact same like I thought it was, but yeah, it's all this comes with everything that the original did, so it's a legit same figure.
Yeah, but pricing wise, it wasn't priced like the original character, priced like the aftermarket character. Did you ever get an explanation of why this change exactly happened?
Well, I don't know. I mean, so the reality is it launched at 155 on a lot of places, and that was already more than it was 25 more than it was prior at that price point. And then it went over and everyone adjusted it to 180. And I was talking to everybody on Wednesday after Toy Box Chronicles, and I had this in the I Want a Doctor Doom music video with Will Smith and Robert Downey Jr. It could be called Doomed Us. So I had this figure in my cart on Entertainment Earth. I was like, yeah, they don't take a deposit or anything. They just charge you when it ships.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I checked out, I got it for the 155. Yeah. And I told you guys, I was like, as soon as I checked out and I went back to that same figure I just got for 155, it was on their site for 180.
Yeah. Now, one thing I will give Entertainment Earth, because Entertainment Earth was the only one that said they will honor the price before 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. They will honor that price of 155. None of the other companies, Mezco did not, Big Bad Toy Store did not. They said, hey, sorry, Charlie. You lose. But they've never said why the 180. Now, Big Bad has it on, because of tariffs and everything else like that. Well, they're going to have to come up with a better excuse now because that's not tariffs jumping up from the initial, was it 110 initially when it first came out? Not this year, but the first Doctor Doom, right?
125.
125. All right. So now it's 155. Then it goes to 180. I don't know in the process of what happened or whatever, but this was one where transparency needed to happen. Mezco needed to put out a press release and let people know what happened, whether it was, because it's not a typo. You can't tell me across 3 whole lines that you're like, okay, it's 155. And oh my God, hold on, we made a mistake. It's 180. That didn't make sense.
Yeah.
That's where it doesn't work. It's like, so Mezco just the night before, no one realized that it was supposed to be. And then why the 180 part? Because I don't think, and I've looked at this character up and down, and I think he's a great character, but like 180, I start thinking like you start moving in the hot toy realm for me, for like the 180 to 200. This is not of that level and of that state. And it's Smog says Mezco figures look nice, but way out of my budget for me. I wanted Doctor Doom. I'll probably get the Marvel Legends one. Hey, the Marvel Legends one ain't bad, man, especially at the price rise. It says Mezco's knows people will buy it, and it will, and they never say anything. Oh, they were saying things. They were saying things. People still bought it, but they were saying things. But I was
fine at the 155. Like I was gonna say 180. But the people that have the biggest problem with it are the resales. This instantly killed a lot of that because you were reselling, it was going for $399, $500, and then they released the same everything across the board for 180. If you wanted one and you were willing to pay 500, you'll pay 180. So I think that's where they I think that's where they got. And I'm here with Judge as well. Like I'm the one that bought it. You can't complain. I do agree with that because you make this opportunity that you don't have to buy it. I only think where the complaint is for me is that it hit at 155 and went up to 180. And I think that's complete just shady business practice.
Well, again, put out a transparency. Why is it 180?
Yeah,
because like let's be honest, how many Mezcos are 180?
None, not a lot.
Oh, okay. And don't give me that. Oh, we're paying for the license because you drop Marvel license all the time. So the reason why this is coming,
I think
does it come with a throne or something, or is it?
I think someone said it on Wednesday. I can't remember who it was. It may have been Bly. I don't remember, but they said it's a Robert Downey Jr. tax.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's a difference. He's getting look. I saw what Marvel was, or what Hasbro's, or I'm sorry, what Marvel's paying him. Disney. Yeah. He don't need it from the toy.
This is a good point. I hate when people use eBay. Not everything sells for listed prices. That's why most people are using Toy Hunter, because in Toy Hunter you can see the listed price and then also the sold completed prices and make your judgment there, which is kind of what I did anyways. But yeah, a lot of people just go to eBay. They don't do that sort feature, and then they see what it's listed at. But see sold completed.
But this is just again, I think this is one of those parts you need to have transparency. You need to let people know why this is, because this is getting to be the point of it's more Mezco's now becoming just a speculative company. You know, you drop some stuff down, it's high, it goes for this pricing and everything, but then that pricing changes, and then you're paying for triple and double after the market. It's gotten to the point. We saw that at San Diego Comic-Con when, you know, they basically have done things to increase their prices, and it's not organic. You know, it's more of an actual, I say, dubious plot that they've kind of done. This one right here, this didn't make any sense at the 180. I don't see it in one point for it to 180. 155 is kind of when you're seeing some of these other characters at 125 that's popping out. You know, come on. Something's got to be done. And I think that, look, play those games, Mezco. Play those games, because we've seen this happen with every speculative company out here. At one part or another, they do a drop, it doesn't work, and then that's it for them. It's a bye-bye scenario. Judge Dress said, well, actually, I was going to hit that, but the Dr. Brentley said, almost nothing I've sold on eBay is at listed price. Most people will negotiate with me. That's true. That's true, too. And I've never bought a Mezco. At this point, Judge Dredd, I don't blame you, and I don't see too many people buying them after that. Because, again, man, you know, make it make sense to me, man. You know, it's like, give me a good reason for this. Like, give me, oh, it comes with the throne. Okay. 180. Okay. Now that makes sense. It has a prop to it, a diorama piece. That would work. But this, oh, it's just the same figure that we dropped a couple of years ago. And we've already done the tooling. So we don't have to pay for that again. We don't have to pay for design work and everything else. That, you know, basically we're just redoing the character. That doesn't make sense, man. So,
yeah.
They, you know, shame on Mezco. Mezco, what are you doing?
Bad Mezco, bad.
Yeah.
But also, probably still buy your figures. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, but yeah, if you bought it, you bought it.
Yeah.
You know, you woke up this morning and said, if you bought it at the 180, you're kicking yourself. And early in the week, our Cantina 4-pack and everything. Tell me this. This is where, if Darth Moocher's still here, I'd like him to just clarify this situation. Why is the 4-packs? Because we normally on Toy Chest on Mondays. If you guys aren't watching that, that's one of our syndicate shows as well. Mondays at 5:30 every Monday on the Starlight Digest podcast. It's the Starlight Toy Chest. We talk all things Star Wars. This one was like, I saw the breakdown. It's like $20 a figure almost, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know why these 4-packs, one, always sell out. Two is why they're so expensive. So it just kind of gets me.
I mean, it's not that expensive. It's only $74.
Well, it was, and then there's certain places aftermarket, everything's jumping up right now. But yeah, Star Wars. I'm here. There you go, sir. There you go. So yeah, it's like I understand the 4-pack and everything else like that. You got to sell 4 characters in it. I just don't understand why these things constantly sell out. Especially with the because it's the Cantina. And then here's the point: a lot of people, there's a certain amount of people that bought the HasLab. A lot of people didn't buy the HasLab. So this one would kind of perplex me. I thought this one would have been there.
Well, I think that this one, for me, this one is Cantina-ish 4-pack. Yeah, I think that this one is a little. This is all a lot of characters. At least what I heard when you guys are talking about it on Toy Chest, and then also on Sarlacc. These are kind of figures that people wanted they couldn't get. So I'm there for it. I could see why.
All right, now here's the Judge Dredd said nostalgia. Yep, we talked about that. It's true. But it says droids and aliens are something that people want in droves. Okay. All right. And he said in both scales. All right.
Okay.
All right. So, but hey, it's healthy right now. Again, if you're looking for this, then you probably need to get on Toy Hunter and start looking for the best price in town, because that's going to be extremely expensive, like I think, on the aftermarket, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that these would also probably, sell out if they were individual. I don't remember. Did they launch them as individuals, or it's just all 4-packs, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna get yelled at by Darth Moocher on text in a minute here because I'm not. Yeah, Moocher, were these released singles or are these all 4?
No, they are single card backs. It's just in the 4-pack. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Actually, too, you know what? I'm looking at this thing too and everything. Steve, the price is wrong. That's Transformers, brother. That's not the actual price. Check the pricing on that.
Yeah, 70. That's what I was saying earlier. $74.99.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so you put the thing in the slide and everything. Because I'm looking at it and said, wait a minute, this Transformers right there. Studio series. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
These are hidden Transformers. They transform from 3 1/4 to
Hasbro sliding in some of those Transformer pricing right there.
Yeah, this is Steve works with Hasbro, and this was like a subconscious thing to get him to sell Transformers. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I guess he's been you can tell where his money was spent this week.
Yeah.
And since we were talking about that, droids and aliens or something. Yep. I saw that one from that. Yeah. Commander Black. We use this language all the time. Damn it, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, Steve.
Oh, he's gonna get upset in the Discord. Everyone's gonna blow him up in a minute.
Yeah, exactly. But look, one thing that we do know, our fine legacy brand Playmates has lost TMNT. And I still think they do some of the best TMNT. My heart's still a little bit sunken on this, and it's gonna suck when we have to say goodbye. But they're going out with a bang, bro.
They're like subtle, like stab at Toy Fair, where they said more than just green, was like phenomenal marketing. It's so subtle that was like, all right. And then they came out with this.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I know you've got me to do this in the past, and this is where it's very smart. The 4-packs. I got the Eastman and Laird version, and I waited a little while, and I saw they popped up on it. And I think I got those figures for like $5 a piece. I think it was like $20 for 4 characters. And usually one thing about Playmates, they do a very good job when it comes to being affordable, especially if you're trying to get some of the semi-reproduction vintage stuff. Or here's a 4-pack of the Mutants.
Dude, this is, can I tell you, this is, if you go back, this is exactly what I wanted. Yeah. I said, when you're going out, go out, release everything that everybody it's hard to get. Yeah. It'll still keep value. I was like, but release the hard to get figures. And I have all of these except for Ant, but like, this is fantastic. This is an instant buy for me. Also, let's talk about, it's basically $11 a character.
Exactly. And when you look at also too, they have, if you don't understand, a low-key fan favorite character, Usagi Yojimbo, is right he's right in that pack. So this is a very cool pack. It is currently unavailable, but here's the thing with Amazon, when they say currently unavailable, that just means at that moment it's sold out. Check it and keep checking down the line, because this thing does kind of reoccur and pop back up, and you may even pop back up for even a discounted price later on. So that's the one thing about the Playmates, and they come in a great box, and they're all individually carded, but they come in a 4-pack, kind of the same way the Cantina did.
Yeah, which I didn't realize that this already launched, so I was like bummed out when I figured that out.
Don't worry,
but yeah.
they dropped it. They still did not appear in Canada and over on the UK's Amazon site, so only here in the United States. So that's why I kind of think that it's just the initial first wave, but they'll bring this out a little bit more, because Playmates, one thing they do supply and do that stock really well. So, but yeah, $44.97, that's pretty good for 4 characters, man. And then this is what I love about Turtles from the beginning. The wild character design, so cool. Absolutely, I think this is great, and I love that, again, the Sagi Yojimbo. I love all the different characters. I love their weapons, and it harkens back to just like, creativity on the show. It's the last thing I bought from Playmates, the Sewer Layer playset, and it was a great deal at $30. Again, they make things that are affordable for people. If you go into Target and Walmart and you're a parent, it's one of those easiest buys in there, because it's not super expensive. I've seen like, if you get the Mutant Mayhem, I was seeing at one point you were getting some of those characters for like $6 a piece at retail, because they had them discounted like that. How many times can you pick up that many characters at that point, price point?
I mean, it's great. It's great for what it's meant for.
This is a very affordable line. I'm hoping that maybe Mattel holds that as well, because we have seen them doing a better job of pricing over there. So let's hope that there's I don't think they're going to beat Playmates pricing. Let's hope that they're, the new Turtles that they're going to do is a little bit less expensive. But it's cool to see a legacy brand kind of go out with a bang, and they're really kind of doing that. And we just saw at Toy Fair the GI Joe TMNT, and they had a bunch of offerings for that. So their last foray in that, they're going out with a bang. Great job, guys.
Look, and, I'm all about it. Keep it coming, dude. Like the kicker is that if one of the last ones they release is Scratch, sure, I might be a little bit upset because I paid $1,100 for one, but also, who cares? Just release that shit. I do. Yeah, I want a couple of their vehicles. And I think, look, the GI Joe crossover stuff is great. I mean, the GI Joe crossover stuff is fantastic.
Also, just to let you know, the Trinos, they're I think this one is like Flying Cadillac Lowrider.
Yeah,
that one actually is on Amazon right now for a discounted price as well too. So again, Playmates, got to give you a round of applause for you guys. You guys are going out with a bang. This is how you do it. Or you don't act like you're losing, act like you're winning when you go. But here's the thing: we want to save you some money in your pockets, so we got a couple of things to do that too, because we're always looking for the best deals. And if you're looking for the best deals, go over to the Syndicate Discord, join the Discord, and then go over to all of our purchase links, and all the guys are doing all the different section of toys. They're always putting up whenever something comes out on discount and everything. They're doing a great job over there getting you the best prices. This was blowing up our Discord this week when they had some GI Joe classifieds. Now here's the thing, we call this the long game discount. If you don't know what the long game is, it's just wait, give it some time. Don't always rush. Every now and then you may get a payoff at the end, and nothing feels better than when you get a payoff. If you can drop down for something from like, almost $50 down to half of that price, like you did right here.
Yep.
You can able to get these 2 Joe characters at $25.99 on Target, and that's actually online as well. So, it's not just in the stores. So that discount's not there. They're selling that. And they've got Short Fuse and Steeler. Steeler is the driver of the Mobat tank. Hopefully, at one point we'll get that in line. And then Short Fuse are 2 the legacy characters from the original 13. So definitely $26.99. That is a deal. Definitely go over to Target.com to get that. And then, of course, we've got another Cobra Viper right here, and this one comes with this giant scorpion. It is a deluxe one. $26.99 is really good. I believe it was $44 at its initial offering. So that's always pretty good right here. It's definitely
And
a good price.
what's great about Target is on the Scorpion one. So I just put the link for everybody for Scorpion.
All right.
Is you can do pickup in store. So you
Yeah,
can buy it online for the price and then go get it at the store.
exactly. And also want to say what's up to the Joystick Junkie original himself, Meeks. Good morning, sir. Thank you for popping in. But yeah, definitely go over there. You're gonna save again. If you can get something for half its price, then it's a good thing, man. And also there's a point where patience is a virtue. I've heard that more people need to practice that. Judge Dredd is. I like this Scorpion one. Absolutely great design if you get them and everything else like that. So again, like you said, you can pick it up or you can have it delivered to you. And so, and guess what? You're going to go to Target on the weekends. Let's be honest. It's Friday.
I mean, people are going to go to Target anyways today. So,
but if you go over to their competitor, you can actually pick this up, and there's two different price ranges. So I want people to get this right here on Amazon. This one, I initially, once we saw the Born Again series, I had this in Daredevil. I watched the series and then I just canceled these orders. I was like, I
you can get it now.
I could definitely get it now on Amazon. John Bernthal's Punisher, which actually has a Punisher special, so that might pique a little bit more curiosity over the summer when he comes on. Also, he's in Spider-Man Brand New Day, which definitely is going to make an appearance. This character is $21.90, but here's the thing: if you check in your local Walmarts, check them right now because they are going through a massive discount. This character in Daredevil, along with a bunch of classified vehicles, I know there's the Stinger for $25 that people are finding. Initially was like $99. It might have been $110 initially when it came out. I think the Vamp was $99. I think Stinger was $110. But that's for $25 right there. A bunch of classified. I saw Bandu for $20.
Yeah, he was crazy on Walmart.
But Daredevil and the Punisher, if you can find them at your local Walmarts, are discounted at $10 a piece. So 21 still a savings. It was 27 when it came out. 21's pretty good. But the Walmart $10, nothing beats like we out here we have Trader Joe's and had the
update on that though. It looks like
they jumped the price up.
Walmart.com moved it up to match Amazon.
Yeah, well, that's great, but if you can find it on the shelf.
That's what I'm saying is very specifically it's in Walmart on the shelf at $10, not on their website.
Yeah, not on the website. No.
Sometimes it's the opposite, so I just want to make sure that
Yeah, but pretty good price, man. For again, and look at I think the two hands, a couple of weapons. This was not the greatest offering when they came out with it, nor was the Daredevil. But at $10,
this was an afterthought figure.
Yeah, this was one like let's get something out. The show's going, boom, boom.
His hands don't even make sense. Let's put it that way.
No. So it doesn't work. It doesn't work out like that. But
nice try. Let's go again.
Yeah, he says my 3 targets never have anything. That's primarily a lot of people's targets, bro.
Our 6 targets don't have anything.
Yes, 6 targets.
But then also Skelly's like, what is he, like an hour, 10 minutes away from us?
Mm-hmm.
And his targets have everything along with Rad. So
Yep. So, but if you also do us a favor too, if you guys are finding any of these out here for the $10, throw that up on our Discord. Let us know. Yeah, he's got the Crip hands. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, that's one thing I will say about the Discord is usually when we're in places like that, we'll post about it and say like, "Hey, we're here. Does anyone want anything?"
Mm-hmm.
And we wait, and no one says anything. I remember there was the what was that Gamerverse 2-pack, Thanos and Psylocke?
Psylocke, yeah.
And I was at Target. I was like, "Does anyone want this?" And there was like 15 of them. And then I went back the next day, and there was 0. So I got one.
There you go. So like I said again, long game. It does pay to do the long game every now and then, especially to the whole Ross thing has been working out and everything. It was the winner of Ross. I got to tell you that for the win. But hey, couple of key things and everything as we wind down here and everything, because we're the lead-in show because there's other shows that pop up on the day, and we kind of love to spend your mornings with us. Make sure you're spending your evening with us too tonight. But the one thing where you can get all the information that you need, you can talk to us after the show. As you can talk to our buddies over at the Sarlacc Digest podcast and Blitz Transmission. Saw Tommy pop in this morning, and Dark Moocher. It's over at the Syndicate Discord. That's right. No gatekeeping, no algorithm, just fandom. You go over there and talk about everything. And I do mean literally everything. All your fandom is in there. Make sure you're getting there. And plus also your purchase links, any of the discounts that come up and everything. So that all the great information that you need is over at the Syndicate Discord. There's a QC code on the screen. Make sure you guys are snapping that on your phone if you actually are running that, or there's a link also in the chat that you guys can go over there and join the fastest growing discounts in all of fandom, the Syndicate Discord. And they are the network of Blitz Transmissions, Sarlacc Digest, and the Shadow News Network.
Yes.
And from that, we do this little show here of the Good Morning Toybacks in the mornings on Fridays. And then tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Pixels, Plastic, and Ink, and we got some stuff for you. We said we're not going to talk about the Four Horsemen thing, not this morning, but we're going to talk about it tonight and everything. Stop by and join Rad, Dr. Brentley, Mr. Maddox, and myself as we talk all things pop culture. SH, my target too. They sick. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, welcome in the felony.
Good morning, sir. Welcome in. SH Figuarts is going to U-Test retail. It's like, is that a game player? Is Marvel Legends and everybody else in trouble? Or is it just the ploy to get in? It's not going to
Yeah, I mean, look, SH Figuarts is already kind of in the US retail game. I think this is pretty smart for them to try, and we'll, obviously get into more of that tonight. But yeah, this is an interesting play, I would say. Good morning as well.
The felony attorney, are you a real attorney? Because technically, that actually might be information people might need at one point.
Yeah.
Talk about Mythic Legions. All we talking
also,
about
we need attorneys in the Discord. So if you could jump in and join that, there's some
if you're a real attorney and everything like that, believe me, everybody nowadays, if you don't have one, you should keep one over there. And yeah, we're going to talk about that, the Redstonian and everything. And again, I was talking to actually one of the members in our Discord is Timmy Mint from the law offices of Mint, 20-year toy advocate attorney, and he's got some interesting perspectives that he gave me as I talked to him the other day and everything. And that was actually, I think he used that as a paid consultation, man. Because he said he was taking over a retainer, so I got to talk to him about that one. But we'll run through that. Pre-order Mafia, all the stuff that you missed that's coming up in the next week. We do that and everything. We rate how we feel about that. And then plastic news on SKN. We've got all that stuff at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Standard Time, right here on the Shadow News Network. We're going to do this all over again. Commander Blythe says, I love that the SH Figuarts Star Wars will be available domestically. Before this, it was only a product that Hasbro didn't make, like the samurai style figs. It's, it's a couple of places now. It's not going to be everywhere, but we'll discuss that tonight. And from there, maybe asking where you're going to see us. Well, we got some upcoming events that's we've got rolling right now, and a couple of ones that we added this to the schedule. March 7th, on a secret Southern California location, there's a place called Survivors Arcade. And we will be actually there taking some videos and letting you guys know, because it is kind of like Willy Wonka's. You got the golden ticket. All the guys from SKN did get the golden ticket from our friend Bruce Glick, who is the owner of Survivor Arcades. But he decided that he wasn't just going to throw a party. He wanted to do a fundraiser. And it is for the this very good organization, the Fallbrook Animal Sanctuary. And it's a no-kill area. And right there on the screen, you can see that there is a website to go to if you want to donate to a place. All volunteer workers that work for this place, so no one's getting paid.
He partnered up with Holy Grail Toys, so if you go to holygrailtoys.com, there's a big giant red button that takes you to the place where you can donate to that, if that's a thing you want to do. If not, don't do it. But just so you know, you can grab it there.
Exactly. So Survivor Circuit will be there March 7th. We won't be live. We will just have some videos. We'll put that up for members only, and we'll also do a video for everyone else and everything. But it's going to be a very interesting event. It's got some great classic cabinets that he had. He had a huge one that was in another secret location that was a huge warehouse. Dr. Brentley and myself were there. I've known him for a long time. He's a very good individual when it comes to just the acts and everything. Also, there's going to be 4 world record holders, and Mr. Glick is a record holder on the asteroids cabinet, but there'll be 3 others that will be showing there too. So I wanted there to be a little mini competition that might pop out for charity. So never kind of know what's going to go on, but March 7th will be there. March 13th through the 15th, we're going to be here hanging out with Peter Cullen and Frank Welker. That's right, and everything. Optimus Prime and Megatron. And then the transforming buddies of Mr. Maddox and Scully and myself, and hopefully Rad, will be rolling out in the Burbank, California at the Marriott for TFCon in Los Angeles. And this is looking like this is going to be cool. I can't wait to get to that. And then March 27th through the 29th, the event that I say probably just for us kicks off the entire convention season and everything. Toy Atlanta, that will be our first live remote. We will be remoting every day from that convention. Have you seen what we did last year, the coverage? We kind of go all over the place. We got Recon Rad, and we're going to have all kind of people from us. There's toy lines, creators, everything that we can to give you guys a very good look into a convention. So whether you're going in Duluth, Georgia to make it there, or you're at home, it's not like you're sitting there. It's like you're sitting in the convention with us. So Toy Atlanta, March 27th through 29th. Come down and meet myself, Rad, Mr. Maddox, and that. And actually, the flip side of this, we will be live remoting from Toy Atlanta, but at the same time, we've got Scully. He's going to be walking around WonderCon, and we're going to do a double live remote. We're going to see how that works and everything. If the Wi-Fi gods are good to us, it should work itself out. So you can see an intimate look into 2 conventions across the greater, United States on different coasts. So that's kind of going to be cool, man. I can't wait to kind of get on that. We're always doing something a little extra than that. That's kind of like putting it in, man. But hey, bro, we've done the things. You've watched the rest. You're watching the best. This is Good Morning Toy Box right here on the Shadow News Network. And you know what? We love to stay with you, but we know you guys are at work. We appreciate everybody listening in the mornings and in the afternoons on the East Coast and everything. But we're going to prepare for the evening because we got some things to cook up. But hey, I don't end the show well. The man that does it the best right here, Mr. Maddox, send us to Pixel Plastic Inc. later on tonight for us, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, everyone. Especially huge shout out to the Shadow Knows members. We appreciate you for everything that you do and the support that you have. Make sure you like, subscribe, thumbs up this video. We appreciate it. If you're new to the show, hey, we hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you back here tonight at 7 p.m., 10 p.m. Eastern. And with that being said, good morning, good afternoon, and keep chasing that plastic dragon until tonight. I am your host, Chet Maddox, along with Alexander Thunderous Storm. We'll see you tonight. Enjoy. Thanks a lot, guys.
I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night to the sunrise.